Hi, everyone. It's Kelly from Silly Moon Quilting Co. Thank you for joining us today. We have two very special guests with us today. And as you may have seen up to this point on social media, and if not, you'll be able to see it in this video as well. We have two new rulers coming out. And it's an odd occasion that I name rulers after people, but I felt in this instance that it was very appropriate to name two very basic and important rulers to have in your toolkit that will help you through pretty much everything you need to do with quilting. And I thought that I would name them after two really important people that have got me started on this quilting journey and helped me through it. So without further ado, we're going to talk about Heather, and I'm going to put Heather's, I'm going to spotlight Heather so that she can be at the front so you can see who I'm talking about. Before I do that, though, I guess I'll introduce both of them. So we've got Heather McDonald and Judy Dieter. Some of you may know some of them and some of you may know one or the other. But I'm certain that if you've taken a class with me, you've absolutely heard me talk about them because I talk about both of them all the time. So I'm going to pin Heather there beside me. Heather, give us a big wave. So this is Heather. This is Heather. Heather is responsible for me starting quilting. Many of you have heard me tell the story of walking into a friend's house and seeing this beautiful quilt on the wall. And I fell absolutely in love with it and went, okay, this is the new hobby that I want. And that was Heather's home. I actually told Heather's daughter that when Heather passes away, I get the quilt. And oddly enough, there was not much resistance there. But anyway, I guess there's enough other quilts going around. So yeah, Heather's been a really good friend of mine for many, many, many years. And now I would say my best quilting buddy. Anytime I have a problem or a question, I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Colors, everything. But she's more than that. She also keeps me in check. When we happen to go shopping in the real world together, she'll go, yeah, do you really need that? No, I don't. So my husband likes Heather very much too. So this is Heather. I'm just going to get her to give a quick overview of her quilting career and anything else she wants to say. So go ahead, Heather.
Hi, I started quilting 27 years ago when my daughter was born. A friend invited me over. I said, I have no time for new hobbies. She said, come for tea, and here I am. So yeah, Kelly and I, our kids went to school together. We've known each other a long time, and we just really connected even more about quilting. I love to do all kinds of things, handwork and machine piecing, and I only started using rulers because of Kelly. So now every time I look at a project, I start thinking, well, what ruler can I use? And I'm very fortunate that I could go to Kelly's house and she'll give me all kinds of wonderful ideas for my quilts. So it's a two-way street, I think, Kelly.
I think so too. Thanks, Heather. Yeah, Heather's, yeah, there's a few glasses of wine consumed over our quilting sometimes, and sometimes the chats have nothing to do with quilting. I think last weekend we did a little sew together, and not a lot of sewing got done because we hadn't been together in a long time. But now we're all coming back on lockdown again. Thank you, Heather. So you'll find that our Heather ruler, and I'm going to put a picture in here as well, but you'll see our Heather ruler is an L-shaped ruler, as well as the Judy ruler is also a L-shaped ruler. Both of them, you'll see another video posted later on about what that will do for you. I did a quick teaser post the other day showing it with flying geese, and holy cow, did that work out great. So if you've got some flying geese, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, so Heather's is the larger one. Both of them will be available in 1/4 inch and 1/8 as always. But yeah, there's two different sizes there. So I'm going to move Heather to the side now. And I'm going to bring Judy in. So this is Judy. Judy, what can I say? Judy and I got to know each other when she won a contest of mine at, I think it was the Chilliwack Quilt Guild, wasn't it? She won a ruler. She won a turkey. And she contacted me and went, oh my God. And she was the most polite person I've ever met in my life that said, yo, your ruler's got a crack in it, or there was a little chip out of one of the corners. but she was so incredibly polite and apologetic for having to ask a question about that ruler that we've kind of been talking ever since about rulers. And for anyone that has taken classes or knows about our rulers, you've seen the beanie set, and Judy is the mind behind the beanie set. And she had a very strong mind in this one as well, because I would always go, hey, Judy, what else do you want to see? And she said, an L ruler, an L ruler, an L. She said, a small one that I can fit on my long arm, that I'm not always banging up against the edge of the leaders and stuff. And I went, okay, fair enough. So we came up with Heather first, actually. And she said, it's a little bit big. Can we do it smaller? And here we are. So we have the Judy, that's the smaller one, and the Heather, that's the larger one. So I am going to let Judy do her little chat now. Welcome, Judy.
Hi, thank you, Kelly. Hi, Heather. Yes, I love the rulers. I'll tell you, there's rulers that I've had for a long, long time. These ones are the ones that always go in my hand whenever I'm quilting on my long arm. I particularly love the Judy, not just because it's got my name on it, but because it fits my hand so darn well. And I found that when I was working on a particularly intricate pieced quilt, the 365-day quilt, actually, there was so many straight lines, and the bigger rulers were a little bit hard to sort of flip around and manipulate, especially on things like log cabins and the flying geese and half square triangles. And getting the L-shaped rulers, and particularly the smaller one, was amazing for me. I could just whip through those stitch in the ditch, things like that so easily. And I really, really appreciate you doing that for me and for everybody, I guess, now. My quilting journey started 25 years ago. I am in love with just about every type of quilting. I do a ton of hand applique. I love the retro feel. I love the Civil War, and I really love the modern. So I've got all the different types of quilting fabrics and styles covered. I started long arming 15 years ago for myself until friends heard about me, and then I started long arming for them. And now I've been doing this professionally since 2007. So it takes me into a lot of different quilts that I probably would never have made myself because someone else is making them. And so they give me challenges. And you have been answering my challenges for rulers for quite a while now. So I appreciate that greatly. So other than that, I belong to Peace Arch Quilters Guild. I belong to the Langley Quilt Guild, and I belong to the BC Long Arm Quilters Guild. So that's a little bit of history on me.
Well, thank you so much, ladies. I so appreciate all of your help, input, support, be it via Facebook or be it via WhatsApp or text message or phone call or anything that has to do with quilting. My journey would not be where it is right now without the support from both of you. So I want to say thank you so very, very much for all of your support and always being there for me when I have a question.
Mutual.
Street too, you know, you've been there when I've gone, help, I need something to go around this angle or around this line or whatever. And you guys are just amazing to create these things. I mean, I don't know how you do it, but I love it.
I don't do it. I just give a horrible sketch to you know who, and the magic happens.
Well, that's good. Good job. Good job.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much, ladies. I really, really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me. Yeah, it's been awesome. And I am so, so grateful to have both of you in my life. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. We're glad that you're in our life too, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Thank you.